Hey guys, we're here bringing you another terrible video, and no, the title is not clickbait whatsoever. And this story takes base. This story takes place back when I was about either 12 or 13, and this happened literally right after recess, and we actually had recess at this point. And I remember this too because it's also the first time I've ever seen a praying mantis, and I was terrified. That thing was so scary looking. It the way it moved, it was like it wasn't even like all green. A lot of it was like brown, so I thought it was like an undead praying man. It was just creepy. But right after recess, we get into class, and I'm having trouble breathing, but it's like I'm not taking anything seriously. Like to me, it's just like, oh, I'm tired. I didn't see that as a big deal. Like, so I'm breathing heavily, I'm wheezing, and one of my teachers notices this, and they start asking me, am I okay, and everything like that. They then called a nurse to take a look at me and everything like that. So I'm just like, the whole time I'm chilling, I'm fine, whatever. So they decide to take me outside and walk me around to get some fresh air. They was like, okay, maybe he needs some fresh air to breathe and everything like that. And as soon as we walk out the door and we're walking around, that's when everything goes downhill. I can barely walk. I feel very, very weak. I cannot barely do anything. I can barely catch my breath or anything at this point. So once they saw this, they decided to call an ambulance. And no, at this time, I'm still thinking it's a big joke. I have a big smile on my face. I'm not taking anything seriously whatsoever. So after they decided to call the ambulance then comes and they take me to my, what is it called, your professional care doctor. So the person who I go to all my physicals and checkups, that's who I go to. I was able to see them right away, so I didn't have to like go to an ER or anything like that. After getting there, they give me like this max. I told you guys I can't talk. They give me this mask and connect to this oxygen tank and everything, and they just have me breathing and breathing and breathing. They start checking my heart and everything. They start checking my oxygen levels. They start doing all this stuff, and obviously nothing is looking good. And at this time, I can still barely breathe. I'm sitting there. I'm still have a big smile on my face, not taking any of this stuff seriously whatsoever. So at this point, it's just like, okay, there's not much we can do for him. They kept me connected to the whole oxygen tank, and they then decide to have an ambulance take me to an actual hospital. And I believe this was actually Mass General, if I'm not too sure. So once they get me to Mass General, I then talk to more doctors, and I don't know why you got to do this in hospitals, but it's like you see like 5 doctors and you got to sit here and tell them the same story over and over again. It's just like, are none of y'all communicating with each other? But I progress. So after getting to the main hospital where I'm going over everything with the doctors, telling them everything that happened and everything like this. At this point, there's still no mother to be seen. I think she was maybe working, maybe she was home. I'm not too sure, but there was a teacher with me the whole time. Actually, one of my favorite teachers looking after me, making sure I was okay and everything. So after dealing with all the bull and getting through all of that, I was then able to start talking to the new doctor, the actual person who's going to be helping me. So once I tell them the story, for the 100th time, they then decide to tell me that, we're going to keep looking after you and we're going to keep checking on you and see how things going. They start checking my heart, they start checking my oxygen levels. I'm still connected to this oxygen tank thing, still smiling. They try to go find me a video game, because I'm a kid, like one of those little video game things, in order to like keep me entertained, which was very nice that they didn't have to do that. And this proceeded so long into the next day. And I also remember this very clearly too, is because this was on Thanksgiving, and I've never really been a fan of Thanksgiving. I don't really care for Thanksgiving food, and typically my mom would hold it at her house, and I didn't really want to be like, I would stay in my room and play video games. So Thanksgiving wasn't this big thing to me, but because it was going on, the doctors were so nice. They even ordered me pizza. They was like, do you want anything else? They was like, order me whatever I wanted. They was all so very nice to me, because they was like, oh, he has to be going through this on Thanksgiving Day. And to me, I'm just like, thank you, but it's like, it's really not that bad on my part. So a doctor comes in and they're saying basically things aren't getting stable. They're not too sure what's going on. So he says some weird scientific words that I don't really understand. And but all I got from it was the clear thing. So I just look at him. I was like, the clear thing. And even the doctor smiles and kind of chuckles a little bit. And he's like, yes, the clear thing. So at this point, now I'm kind of scared. Like that's kind of what it took for me to actually be scared. Not that I can't breathe, not that I can't walk, none of that. The fact that they had to do the clear thing, so basically I guess their attempts were to stop and restart things in order to make things easier, because I guess I was having some kind of issue with my heart, and it wasn't like just asthma, because at this time I did just have asthma, but my asthma's never been this bad or anything like that. So I just thought, it's just a worse than normal asthma attack. It's not too bad, right? I'll get over it. I've had asthma in my life, so that's what I thought it was. But apparently, it was like I had some weird condition in my heart, and they basically restarted it. And I guess it wasn't a common thing, so they basically stopped and restarted my heart. And all I remember is waking up, my teacher's still there. My mom didn't show up way later, but my teacher was still there. And I look up at my teacher and I just like smile. I'm just like, when is lunchtime? And then she just starts laughing, like complete, like not even just a little laugh, just completely starts rolling. And I'm over here like so confused, like what the fuck's so funny? I'm on my fucking lunch. But yeah, after like about 20 minutes, I kind of like started realizing exactly everything that was going on, and I actually felt way better. And what's also really funny about this story as well is I never had asthma issues again. Like as a kid, I would always like, if I run for too long, if I played like, I love playing basketball. If I played basketball for too long, I love kickball. If I played kickball for too long, I just like to bike. If I did anything for too long, it really sucked because, sorry about my phone, it really sucked because I couldn't do anything for long periods of time, and I couldn't really be out there and hanging out with people, and I couldn't really keep. Plus, I was a chunkier, fatter kid, so there are big kids that can go out and have fun, but being a big kid and also having asthma, it was never really fun for me, because it would suck. I'll start breathing heavy, I'll start wheezing, I would always need to take breaks. I hated water, so, something that would have helped was something I just didn't do. So, after all the bubble and all that, I literally have never had asthma issues since that day. Since that day, I have never breathed heavily. I have never wheezed before. I can run for a long period of time, work out for a long period of time, and it never has asthma been a problem in my life. And people say you can outgrow asthma or anything like that, but I don't know. I feel like whatever those doctors did to me, they literally just like pulled, I guess zapped the, the asthma right out of me, because ever since that day, I've never had issues with asthma, and wasn't necessarily a scary time in my life. But I do have another story time for y'all coming up fairly soon, and this actually takes place about 2-3 years after this experience, which some would consider a little more scarier. But y'all guys would have to stick around, subscribe and like, and stay tuned to the next video to find out. And right about here is where I'm gonna wrap things up, guys. And I want to say thank you for all the love and support. I appreciate you guys. I know I'm trying to post more. It's just kind of hard right now, but I plan on keeping up with you guys. But yeah, thank you for all the support. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you guys sticking around, and don't know why y'all do watch these trashy videos, but yeah, guys, make sure you're wearing your mask, stay 6 feet apart, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Wavy out.